Ever notice how the most driven guys you know, the founder grinding in his garage at 2 a.m., the artist locked in her studio chasing that one perfect idea, the executive bouncing between airports closing deals, aren't the ones filling their feeds with party pics every weekend? It's funny, because people look at them and think, man, they must be lonely. But here's the twist. They're not isolated. They're intentional. They're not retreating from the world. They're filtering it. They're running a quiet upgrade in the background, optimizing their friend list the same way a CEO trims dead weight to keep the company sharp. It's not antisocial. It's a social OS update. Because when you're actually building something, your career, your peace, your future, you don't have the energy for chaos. You start developing a sharper BS detector. You get real about what gives you mental clarity and what drains it. You stop chasing noise and start protecting your energy like it's a limited resource, because it is. And that's the uncomfortable truth a lot of people don't want to admit. Fewer friends isn't a failure. Sometimes, it's the first real sign you're leveling up. The energy tax. Here's the thing nobody tells you once you start leveling up. Every relationship you keep, yes, even the casual ones, comes with an energy tax. And I mean everyone. Some people charge you like a luxury hotel minibar. Others quietly add value to your day without you even noticing. And in a world drowning in FOMO, group chats that never sleep, and the post-COVID, I'm tired but I don't know why, social burnout, that tax hits harder than ever. Most guys never audit it. They just wonder why they feel drained after a weekend of fun, or why hanging around certain people leaves them feeling like someone unplugged their internal charger. But once you start paying attention, you realize there are really only two categories: allies and acquaintances. Allies are the people in the trenches with you, the ones who check in on your goals, not your nightlife. The friend who doesn't just hype you up, but calls you out when you're slacking. The guy who shows up at 6 a.m. to lift with you because he knows discipline matters more than vibes. These people don't drain you. They charge you. Their ROI is obvious. Better decisions, clearer thinking, stronger momentum. Then there are acquaintances. And look, they're not bad people. They're just not built for the mission you're on. These are the bar buddies who only call when they want someone to split a tab real quick. The coworker who turns every conversation into a complaint Olympics. The LinkedIn networkers who treat every interaction like a sales funnel. They cost you more than they give back, not financially, but mentally. Here's where the metaphor gets real. You wouldn't invest your life savings into some sketchy startup run out of a garage by a guy who can't explain his business plan. So why invest your emotional energy into every random person who wants a piece of your time? Your energy is your portfolio, and your portfolio needs risk management. That's why the energy tax matters. If you don't track it, you'll spend half your life feeling exhausted and never understand why. Not because you're introverted, not because you're getting older, but because you're absorbing the emotional noise of people who don't align with your direction. Once you name it, energy tax, you stop feeling guilty about protecting yourself. You start asking better questions. Did this interaction drain me or charge me? Is this person adding clarity or just adding noise? And suddenly, your social life stops feeling like a leaky bucket and starts feeling like a well-managed portfolio. In a world that pressures you to stay connected at all costs, the real power move is choosing who deserves access to your bandwidth. And trust me, Most people don't. The clarity of ambition. There's a moment that hits every guy who's truly chasing something big. Maybe you're building a business from scratch. Maybe you're aiming to be the best in your field. Maybe you're grinding for financial freedom. Whatever your mission is, once it becomes crystal clear in your mind, something else becomes clear too. Not everyone is meant to walk that road with you. Ambition sharpens your vision. Suddenly, you can tell the difference between networking and actually building your tribe. Networking is surface level, shaking hands at events, exchanging LinkedIns, playing the small talk game. Your tribe, though, that's different. Those are the people who understand the grind, who don't get weird when you disappear because you're working, who support the mission instead of distracting you from it. And with that clarity comes something most people never talk about: the vulnerability of success. The moment you start winning, even a little, you stop being invisible. You become a target. People with unclear intentions start drifting into your orbit. The clout chasers who want proximity, not connection. The opportunists who praise you in public, but poke around your life in private. Anyone who's seen The Social Network knows this vibe. When Zuckerberg started rising, everyone suddenly had an angle. Same in The Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort didn't just attract fans. He attracted people projecting their desires, insecurities, and agendas onto him. That's the trap ambition sets. Success doesn't just bring admirers, it brings projectors. Which is why operating from a position of strength becomes essential. Not the loud, chest-thumping kind. The quiet, internal kind. The kind where you're grounded enough to say no, focused enough to protect your bandwidth, and aware enough to see who's genuinely aligned and who's just orbiting because the glow is getting brighter. Setting boundaries becomes less of a self-care trend and more of a survival skill. You learn to ask, is this person helping me stay on mission or pulling me off course? Do they want to build with me or just benefit from the momentum I've earned? It's not paranoia, it's precision. And here's the part that feels uncomfortable at first. The clearer your ambition gets, the smaller your circle becomes. Not out of ego, but out of necessity. You simply can't be everything to everyone while chasing something meaningful. And the people who truly get it won't demand that from you. They'll respect the grind. They'll match your effort. They'll contribute to the mission, not compete for your attention. Ambition doesn't isolate you. It filters your world. And once you feel that clarity, you realize losing people isn't the cost of success. It's part of the strategy. Curating your inner circle. Once your ambition becomes clear and the noise starts fading, the next step is intentional. You start curating your inner circle. Not the people who happen to be around you. Not the guys you grew up with just because of proximity, but the ones who actually help you operate from a position of strength. Think of it like building the board of directors for your life. If you wouldn't let an unqualified stranger run your company, why would you let just anyone have influence over your mindset, decisions, or direction? The first seat on that board belongs to the truth teller. This person doesn't sugarcoat anything. They're the guy who tells you your business idea needs work, your relationship is becoming a distraction, or you've been slacking on your goals, even if it stings. They value your growth more than your comfort. Everyone loves hype men. Very few appreciate the friend who says, "Dude, you're messing this up. Fix it." But that honesty is what keeps you aligned. It's what keeps your ambition from drifting into delusion. The second seat is reserved for the ride or die. This isn't the Instagram friend who only shows up when things are flashy. This is the guy who sticks around after your startup fails, after you get laid off, after you lose confidence for a minute. He's the one texting you, "Get up, we're not done," when life hits you with a left hook. In a world full of fair weather connections, loyalty is rare. And when you find someone who doesn't bail when the highlight reel fades, that's someone you don't take for granted. Then, you need the energizer. Not the overly positive, good vibes only person, but the one who genuinely leaves you better than they found you. After talking to them, you feel sharper, clearer, more motivated. These people naturally charge you. Maybe it's the friend who shares new books, new ideas, new strategies. Maybe it's the guy who challenges you to level up without even saying it. Their presence boosts your mental battery instead of draining it. Together, these three roles form the backbone of an inner circle that actually supports your mission. And the key is this: not everyone fits a seat. Most people won't. Your daily life may involve acquaintances, coworkers, gym buddies, but that doesn't mean they belong on your board. Your inner circle is for quality, not quantity. A practical way to start curating is this: pay attention to how you feel after each interaction. Did they challenge you constructively? Did they support your goals? Did they energize you? Or did they derail your focus, drain your energy, or feed your doubts? Your emotional response is a compass. Building an inner circle isn't about elitism. It's about alignment. It's making sure the people closest to you don't pull you off mission, but help you stay on it. When your goals get bigger, your standards for who you let close have to rise with them. And once that circle is solid, everything you build becomes stronger. The power of solitude and strategic loneliness. Here's the twist most people never see coming. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's an advantage. In the West, having fewer friends often gets labeled as weird, loner, or flat-out loser. But the truth is, a lot of the guys who end up building something meaningful spend long stretches alone, and not by accident. This is where strategic loneliness comes in. It's not about avoiding people. It's about choosing yourself long enough to grow into someone stronger. It's carving out quiet space so you can think clearly, upgrade your skills, read, plan, reset, and do the kind of deep work you simply can't do when your phone is buzzing with group chat drama. It's a tactic, not a personality flaw. Look at people like Elon Musk or David Goggins. You don't see them hitting brunch every Sunday or chasing weekend plans just to stay socially relevant. They disappear for months because they're locked in, building. Their focus is their secret weapon. That lone wolf energy isn't weakness, it's strategy. And the crazy part? The more you practice strategic loneliness, the more you realize how much noise you used to tolerate, how often you said yes to plans you didn't care about, how much of your mental battery was drained by conversations that went nowhere. Solitude sharpens you. It gives you space to recharge, to remember what you're aiming for, to operate from a position of strength instead of pressure. You stop trying to keep up and start learning how to pull ahead. So don't fear the quiet seasons. That's where foundations are built.